Welcome back to Gyakuten Kenji 2, or Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We are in the middle part 1. I think this is quite a long chapter, so there could be 2 more streams of this, I don't know. So, in the first part, we investigated this mansion, which is being used as a kind of like a MasterChef cook-off kind of competition. We looked at the 2 different rooms where the cakes were prepared. We found out some stuff. I'm gonna have to look at the organizer, remind myself of everything. Where's all our stuff? We had more stuff than this, didn't we? Okay. Oh, this is in the present. They're talking about the past. Oops, I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened? I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that Von Karma at the head. How did the investigation go from there? The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. The desserts... What? That room was full of desserts. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. 1 whole year? This was before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. 3 days? 3 days is a bit short, isn't it? I see. Did they ever find out why the victim's desserts disappeared? Well, kinda. The dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not be the case. Quite be the case. Well, what's the ice? The ship? No, the ship was made of chocolate or something. The castle was made of ice. No, it was made of candy. This museum used to be the Mr. Master's mansion. The stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert? Yep, though it could just be a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get a move on and check out the room. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. So it's now been changed to a museum, and we're going here to investigate something that happened like many years ago. The Winter Palace should be... Because Ray was a kid when he was assisting Edgeworth. That's odd, they've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We've got to confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago. Wait, so... Man, it's still as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid. It seems the Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. so this is where the castle was. I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Miles, why don't you check what temperature it's set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. If you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay on freeze to your heart's content. I'll get the camera ready. I want to take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man. Understood. Oh, don't tell me the controls have reset again. Why? Oh, I set these before. Alright, let's just quickly do this. Why doesn't it save them? Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel. Alright, they keep it where it's hard to find. Just one moment. Huh? It's locked. Makes sense. They wouldn't want the guests changing the temperature themselves. According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 degrees. Now that is cold. Uncle Ray is gonna freeze to death. Sorry, I need to convert that to proper units. Let me see. 27 in F in C is minus 2.7, minus 2.8. Okay. Guess I'll need to find someone to share body heat with, preferably a beautiful lady. Okay. Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with these cold eyes? Of course not. So it's locked. Okay. Just, if I accidentally read something again, I'll just try and speed it up a bit. Okay, fine. Okay, doesn't seem important. The inside must be hollow. Mr. Shields, you're not saying cheese. Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. This picture might end up being relevant somehow. Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? Okay, we've got photos. Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these two sculptures represent? Are they star signs? Is it like Libra and Taurus or something? Oh, it's Taurus and Gemini. I thought he was carrying a harp. Well, it's important evidence now. Is there gonna be a murder here while we're at the museum? Just trouble just always seems to follow in our wake. Not Larry. Ugh, when something smells, it's always the butts. Oh no, Larry's gonna be framed for yet another crime, isn't he? This scent is... Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Everyone get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out from it. Well, you just smelled it, Edgeworth? Then... Well, why are we still here? Oh, this is much later, is it? Mr. Shields, how is the victim? It looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor and the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Dane Gustavia. He was involved in the IS-7 incident. The pastry chef? At least the other guy is doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles? Yes, you could say that. It is fortunate you were not hurt, Larry. What's you could say that supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Loris Dojnim. Dojnim. You know? So don't call me Larry, it's Loris. Ugh, this man is Larry Butts. He's nothing but trouble. but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed the alias Loris Dojnim. But a butts by any other name would smell just as much. What? They keep making these puns on butts, but I feel like it's still a weird translation of some joke in Japanese, because... So, when something smells, it's usually the butts. That was the old saying. And now he's saying, but a butts by any other name would smell just as much. What the... Really? You two are childhood friends? I better report that to your old man too. I'm sure it'll bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. We went to school together, didn't we? Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have a bosom buddy like me? Let's not call each other bosom buddies, okay? But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Loris. What are you doing in a place like this? Yikes, don't glare at me when you talk. So are you going to tell me? Isn't it obvious? I've come here to study art. I'm going to take Mandy on a date here. So I was just doing some scouting beforehand. Who is that on his t-shirt? On his jumper? Not bad, Loris. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time. Oh, now you're talking my language, dude. I think I am too, Miles. Did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see? Oh yeah, because that is what he said. Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw that old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. Larry, you've been on trial for so many murders. I think you're kind of used to seeing stuff like that. Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance. We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. No, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. Ah, I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworths. What are you doing? Are you hot? Oh, how wonderful! I meet the sun after 18 years. It is an honor to meet you. Am I supposed to be singing to this music? Wow, that was amazing. You still got that golden voice, Miss Kate. So she was one of the TV people. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Oh, so you are a prosecutor. My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. Katie, could I get your autograph right here, pretty please? But whose face is that on his sketchbook and on his shirt? Yes, if you so desire. Why do you want her autograph? Hey, don't tell me! You don't know who she is! My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news, do you, Miles? Do any of us? She's a superstar actress who's been in tons of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too. Currently, I am the curator of this museum. I have already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for my last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said that they would come here once I open the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you. Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Well, looks like me and Laurie share the same interests. Larry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's Art Museum. Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits. Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Edgy. I'll do a bit of sketching for Katie here. Hihi, what an amusing person. Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman that was with you earlier? That was Madame Delicia Scones. She is currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it is only provisional. As I am the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long. Delicious Scones. I believe we have heard that name before, Mr. Shields. Yep, looks like the whole gang from the IS-7 incident is here. Well, I doubt that's a coincidence. Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea, that takes me back. Yes, if you please. Oh, Miles is definitely a tea drinker. Clatter, clatter. Now I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. Alright, thanks for everything. Oh, this Ceylon tea is of very high quality. And this aroma of citrus? Does wonders for your concentration, right? Your old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago. But the sauces back then were chilled. Today they're warm. Anyway, don't you think that this current situation is rather unusual? You mean how everyone involved in the case 18 years ago has gathered at this museum? No, I meant the guy who literally got the attempted assassination that literally just happened in front of us. Oh, okay, this too. Yes, I would like to be in charge of this case if at all possible. Well, you're the prosecutor. Do you have a suspect? Oh, my sweet honey Kay. How about a hug after being potted for so long? No. Geez, so you're perfectly fine? I can't believe you made us worry so much. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of bringing Kay here? Why does Kay keep showing up? I'm sorry, sir. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. But no matter how much I ran, I couldn't gain any ground. When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Yathagarasu. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm all set, sir. I'll start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of gas in the room, I'll have to ask everyone to wait here. Very well, I'm counting on you. If there's still traces of gas in the room, then why are we standing outside the room? Those doors aren't airtight, for goodness sake. We should be evacuating the whole building. Good luck in there, Flatfoot. Wow, Gummy's so cool. He's just like a detective. One day he'll be a detective. Get a detective salary. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like the poison gas has dissipated, sir. Then why didn't you just come to the door and tell me that? Detective, calmly explain the state of the Autumn Palace. I mean, you could just open the door and look for yourself. Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue with 2 people. And on the right, there's a statue of an animal with 2 horns. Well, we know that. We just saw that. Oh, it's a different room. Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. Wait, why would this sprinkler system get triggered? I thought it gets triggered by ionization caused by smoke, but poison gas might still be ionized? I don't know. There are no signs of a fire. The fire alarm hasn't gone off, sir. Either, sir. The sprinklers in this museum are the kind that detects both smoke and fire. So it wouldn't be triggered by poison gas. If it detects smoke, it will send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might have set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Oh, okay. Is there anyone in the security room at the time? The only one working here is the curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. Who's saying this? Oh, Gumshoe. She's been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibits. Well, that's a small price to pay for saving people's lives. I mean, since the system is manual, the situation can be examined and exhibits moved if need be. I checked the thermostat earlier and it was set to 27 degrees of Fahrenheit. What did Gummy say? He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace. I don't get it. I haven't been able to enter the room personally. Wait. But it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished investigating. Is this the first time we've seen a case where the lawyers are actually not allowed to trample around the crime scenes and the police have to cordon it off first? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. It's just I'm so used to always breaking that rule. I just assumed we'd just go in there. Isn't there anyone else who knows about the incident? Ah, there is someone. Mal's friend, right? Friend? Oh, you're here too, Kay. You're looking as cute as ever. When have they met before? Long time no see. It's Larry, isn't it? Kay, right now, my name is Laurice. I'm an artist, that's why. Ah, so that's your pen name. Laurice, the artist formerly known as Larry. Wow, you really are a good girl, Kay. Nothing like edgy here. Larry, I have many things I need to ask you. What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. You're gonna say because I was first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you? I never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one else should ever have to see. Did you not? But now I'm saying I didn't see nothing and I didn't do nothing. Probably. Oh my, he didn't seem so confident at the end there. There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts, still holds true 26 years on. Bloody hell, it's been 26 years. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. Use my mind melding powers. Oh no, we're gonna play this stupid chess minigame. Okay, here we go. My goal is to expose whatever Larry is hiding. However, I didn't see nothing, I didn't do nothing. Oh, he's got 2 pawns and a... Is that a queen? First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can't handle. I'll finish this quickly. Logic chess, begin. Why did you come here? What was your purpose for coming to the art gallery? What? Are you saying that I don't belong in an art gallery? You belong in a museum. Oh wait, this is a museum. What's with you, Edgy? Isn't that the case with all my statements? He's suddenly serious. Alright, we have to wait and see. Oh my god! That much HP? Really? Alright, we'll wait and see. Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can paint your portrait. And then I'll scribble all over the portrait I drew of you. Don't need to insult his art. I was just joking. I would never scribble over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all. I don't think any of your works would qualify as art. Ouch, Edgeworth. That was a bit harsh. No, don't say that. Come on. Then why are you here on your own today? So what, can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone? I think we just gotta keep waiting and seeing. Mandy said she's a Gemini. I thought she'd be happy if I showed her a sketch of it on our next date. Did you really have that much confidence in the sketch? Well, to be fair, why do we think Larry's bad at art? He may well be good at it. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the Gemini sculpture, didn't you? What? How did you find out? He told me. Well then, I'm not saying another word from now on. He's finally decided to remain silent. In that case, I will be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery. Yay, HP back. I'll expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. Wait and see, I don't know. I don't know how to play this stupid logic chess, what? Don't tell me you sneaked in here without paying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do anything bad. It's just there was no one at the reception booth. That's why I thought you could come in here for free. Miss Hall wasn't at the reception booth? Yeah. It didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk. Come to think of it, Gumshoe did say something about that. Ms. Hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth. Poor Katie. She went to all that trouble to open up the place, and now the art gallery's star attraction, the Winter Palace, is completely ruined. You're certainly well informed about the Winter Palace for someone without a pamphlet. Well, he's not that well informed. He's just said the words Winter Palace. So. Well, we know that. He told us that earlier, and that's not in dispute. For goodness sake. Yeah, we've established this. That this was the first pawn. Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace? What? What's with the look of distrust? Sure, I tried going in, but... You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right? Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but... Then that old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out. So you couldn't get in because the victim of the poison gas collapsed? Yeah, you fell right out of the Winter Palace. It seems like they're trying to build up some sort of confusion between the Winter Palace and the Autumn Palace, which might be a heavy plot point, I don't know. If it weren't for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Gemini sculpture right now. Larry must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. That aside, it seems his goal was to sketch the sculpture. This should be a useful clue. Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace? You're still hung up on that? Didn't I say that I didn't see anything? I started to think that it wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I needed to leave soon to meet with my girlfriend. Perhaps I should try using that clue. You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily. Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from the outside, right? Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but there's no evidence that I saw something scary in there, right? My, I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the crime scene, didn't you? Ooh, ah! Edgy, can't you read my mind? Ugh, I kind of hate this logic chess thing. It's just so stupid. You just told me everything off your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally it's checkmate. I had my eyes fixed on the Gemini sculpture. Objection! You've mentioned the Gemini sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was the Gemini one. What? Was it a mirage then? Oh, come on. It's not that. What is this? Mr. Master was found guilty of murder. That was, what, 18 years ago? Well, that's quite a long time for, like, a single premeditated murder. I don't know. Alright, well I guess it's the pamphlet then. I mean, my photo serves as proof as well. It's even better proof. Transformation, you say? Oh, you're curious too, Edgy? Oh, nothing for it, I guess. I'll have to show you. Where exactly? I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then, but I really can't believe what I drew. You drew that? You just stood there and drew it? I mean, that'd take a long time to draw. And there's a step ladder. So he was shocked by it, but he just stood there and drew it for what, like half an hour? I thought it was ordinary fish as well. Is it mermaids? Mr. Edgeworth, we finished searching the room. The poison gas isn't a threat anymore, so you can enter the crime scene. Right, good work, detective. It seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now. Nice timing, Mr. Detective. Let's go right now. I want to see the PC sculpture. So it has the same two statues. So it's Gemini, but they've got fish's tails. That's weird. Aren't you that hairy butts guy? Wrong. I'm Maurice Doshnim. We discovered a used gas burner during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident. Was that ladder always on the ground? Oh, don't start, Edgeworth. It's a step ladder, not a ladder. It was probably used by the person who set off the poison gas. The poison gas was released when someone lifted the lid off that glass case. Oh, it was a trap? Is that Aries? No, that's Capricorn. What the? I'm so confused. But that's not... I thought PCs is actually a fish, so why is it actually... Why did they... Can we get the curator of the museum here and explain some things to us? I think that would clear up a lot of things. Mr. DeBeste and Judge Courtney. Hey, you guys again. This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warnings. We just helped solve the last case. Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective. In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment. You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that. That? Yeah, that. Right. That's your salary. Looking forward to your next payday? I've always wanted to say that. You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it, Debeste. I am only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising your salary? Oh god no, don't do that. It would be really nice to get my salary raised. Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian, but past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth and all in his company depart at once from this holy site. Holy? In other words, Mr. Debeste is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes set on the culprit. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally, that artist. Me? Hey, what's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Yes, he's incapable. She just nonchalantly corrected him. Don't underestimate my intelligence gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was his name again? Hold on a second. I'll call the doctor to make sure. Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, why didn't you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemicals. Their names are normalium and fatalium. So what are those chemicals exactly? Normalium is a red liquid that's commonly used in everyday products. It can be found in paint and detergent amongst other things, but it is not toxic by itself. So you're saying that it's a substance readily available to anyone? Yes, but fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. Its name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as Megatoxin X. Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we are looking into how this chemical was obtained. Okay. Okay, I finally found out the names of those chemicals. Judge Courtney already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then. I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. God. Yeah, I'm starting. Hello, Wugger. I'm starting to feel that that's exactly how he was meant to sound. I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Hey, Edgy, don't you think this prosecutor is kind of an idiot? Indeed. Although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me. It's all right, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. I mean, we destroyed him in the last case. Like the first star to appear at night. Show us your reasoning that shines the best. The first star shines best. Not bad. Hey, you guys better listen up too. Mr. the Best is shining logic. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. The poison gas was caused by pneumalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. So, what do you think, Justine? I heard through the grapevine that Agu bled to death in Rimworld last night. No one helped. I didn't even see him myself. No one in stream even saw what happened. It was really weird. I just got the notification that someone's died, and he was just lying there dead outside the kitchen, outside the hospital. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. There was an insect raid, and everyone who got hurt went to the hospital. The doctor patched them all up, but yeah, Agu just lay outside and bled to death. Only a single colonist was sad about his death. That was Joru. Like, most others didn't even know he was dead. They were just sad that a colonist had died. A non-specific colonist. And two of them were happy that my rival Agu died. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the third Wugger you've gone through. He was the worst colonist. Yeah, he did get on people's nerves. He had like 2 traits related to pissing people off. Yeah. But aside from that, still going strong. I think I'm just about to reach the required 350,000 and ready to take the best 5 colonists and move on. That'll probably happen next stream. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off? The only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please watch what you say. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty. Can we please do this in a courtroom? Do we have to do this here? Please pay no heed to this man's statements. Objection. I guess that's meant to be his voice. The voice that just said objection. Hey, you guys. Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Mr. Edgeworth, if you've already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning. Rebuttal. Oh god. Sometimes the testimonies which are so bad are actually the hardest to pick apart. Because you just don't know where to start. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. Okay, I take issue with that statement, certainly. The poison gas was caused by pneumalium, a chemical found in paint, right? Correct. Agreed. As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. Semi-agreed. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. Well, that's the worst statement. That's... He's proven nothing. Alright, what's the contradiction? Was he the first? Yes, he was. He did. He was actually the first. So I guess that statement's not actually that contradictory. He was carrying paint near the victim. We got hardly any evidence as well, so it's like it's only one of these things. Oh, hang on. Do we think that blood-like stuff coming from the sculpture is paint? Hardly any of this evidence matters. Hang on, what's... Oh, should we just press him? Maybe more statements will appear. Haha, well then, if the paint is not the cause, that doesn't mean he's innocent either. That's not how it works! Also, it's a museum. I'm sure they've got paint in the storage cupboards. Now he's just trying to sound clever. Okay, please don't make my statements look bad. Now then, it's about time to wrap up my shining logic. Okay, just press all of his statements. Oh no, I pressed this one already. No, I didn't. Huh? You got a problem with that? If you have a problem, then present evidence. So it's the last statement. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. But it's such a stupid statement. How do you even disprove it? I don't even have any... Being the witness, first witness. So what have I got as evidence? We've got this knowledge about the poison gas, okay. Whatever. Does he have white paint? No. This doesn't even tell us which one comes from paint, but I'm pretty sure they said it was the red. This? Why have we got... Okay, we can actually have a look at this. Alright, I don't think this is relevant. So we've got a used gas burner. That's got to be irrelevant. And then we got this sketch that Larry did, which, I mean, that looks like it would take a long time. Yeah, look, there is paint there. Or blood, but it looks more like paint. Is that the contradiction? Shall we just present that sketch and show... Are they going to accept sketch as proof? Oh, fuck. Of course. There's no way there could be a contradiction in my argument. Oh wow, they're really taking lots of HP now. I mean, what else do I have as evidence? That can't be relevant. That can't be relevant. That's relevant, but, I mean... Is the fact that you need the white as well as the red mean that what he's saying about carrying paint is just not enough? Should you just say that? No. Fuck! The paint along with being the first witness. Or do I, is that the statement? Because they're both similar statements. Come on, I have hardly any evidence. The artist was the first to discover the victim. What did... Okay, let's press all the statements again. I might have missed one. Is he hinting that it's this statement here? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. Well, I've already tried this and this. Should we just present the fact that you need the white as well as the red? And he's just focusing on the red. Oh, come on. But the problem is, his statement was true. His statement was actually completely true. It just wasn't the whole truth. So I don't think that's you would call that a contradiction. It's just, ugh. Mr. De Beste, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. Hehe, it shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. There was no brief moment in which it shone brightly. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of the PC's sculpture. Do we even know that? Exactly. So that's where the artist set off the gas, right? Use the normalium in its red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poisoned gas was caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Really? So that was the contradiction? It wasn't actually a contradiction, but whatever. But I thought I heard that normalium caused the fatality. Oh, don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It is time for you to realize how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable? I thought it was inculpable. You tried to use that word earlier and you still don't know what it means. He means to say you are lacking in ability. Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning. I get it. You're making fun of me again, aren't you? We're always making fun of you. I'm merely saying you were incapable in your investigation. Just like the previous one. Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement. What kind of doubts? For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time. But then there's no reason to suspect him because the paint is no longer... Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case? No. But that's not the point. The red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how were these two substances mixed? The fact that Larry has red paint is completely irrelevant if he doesn't have white fatalium. Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now. I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started, I have something that may shed some light on this matter. Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff. Come now, it's fine really. Let's hear what he's come up with. If you say so, Sebastian. Come on, show us. How did the poison gas start? I don't. I was bluffing. Well, we know how it... But what do you mean by start? Because the lid was broken, wasn't it? It's this sketch. Surely no, you're not saying that this was the cause of the poison gas. It seems even you've noticed it. It really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Oh, that's what he was thinking. Fine. Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I mean, it's not the worst idea he's had. The red tears of normalium could not have been triggered by the red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? Well, the fact that the toxic gas can only be made by those chemicals being mixed. That can also be seen in this sketch. Here is the evidence. I don't actually see... Is it that pink stuff at the bottom? Because it's red plus white equals pink? We got an achievement at least. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the PC's sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. This is not the first time, or even the second time, that we've had a case in any of the Ace Attorney games where you've got to add two colors as evidence. Like the fact that you see a pink or a green or something indicates that two things were mixed together. Hold on a second, I still don't get it. How did this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Oh my god, he's so slow. Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy! I'll have you... Oh god. You add white to red to make pink, it's common knowledge! Well, technically there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeBeste? That's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Yes, this is what we established a long, long time ago, DeBeste. I see. It looks like Mr. DeBeste finally gets it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? No. We don't, but that's not the point. Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. Well, that's a fair point, but I cannot put much faith into it. I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie? Well, we're not in a courtroom, and we should be, but we're not. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace? But I don't, because I was having a hard time getting any information out of him. So I don't know. If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further. Well, I can't prove this because Larry wouldn't even tell me. So how about we wait until he's not in critical condition? Instead of jumping to conclusions this early? I mean, everything could be answered by the victim, right? So... Well then, Sebastian will be investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises. Hold it! If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist? What are your horses, Miss Cool Beauty? My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title. Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Laurice Doshnim. But you can call me Laurice. Mr. Artist, please get to the point. I just remembered something I hadn't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door. It would appear that the palace rooms can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Or how about we just ask the museum curator? Maybe she was the one who locked it. Without proof, your statement holds no value. Objection. Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you? What? After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room. Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak. So he could gas himself? That's a good point. If he was in the room, he would have inhaled gas. Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree. No, it's a ruse. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBeste's logic was off once again. Wahaha, not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. So it was off. I mean, you're supposed to have the information. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time. I wouldn't use those words. He sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artist, you are free to go. But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Overruled. This other suspect is a pharmacist by the name of Delicious Scones. Oh, the scone girl. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Fatalium from Megatoxin X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. May being the operative word. What evidence do you have? Beth, if we brought her quickly. Heh, sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Ugh, got it. Don't tell me. Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. So Mr. DeBeste's logic wasn't any help at all. To be continued. That was a huge waste of time. Like, the whole rebuttal with Larry was just irrelevant. She had her sights on So she was the one that she was the one that sabotaged the room with the chocolate ship in it because she wanted to learn how to be a chef, because she wasn't actually a chef, just pretending to be a chef, but she's actually a pharmacist, and she's still here. She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. They sure are taking an awfully long time. Sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor Debeste presents Miss Delicia Scones. Yeah, see, you called, so here I am. Don't even remember her voice. She doesn't, yeah, she hasn't changed a bit in 18 years. It is I, Delicious Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. But you can call me Miss Delicious. And you can call me Miss the best, whatever. Oi, nice to meet you, bestie. Huh? That boy reminds me of someone. Someone we know? Hehehe. This is Miles Edgeworth. Oh, she's talking about Miles. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son. Yes, see, nice to meet you, Miley. Could you please not call me Miley? Meeting Greggy's boy. I guess it's a sign that I'm getting old. She's a Time Lord, apparently. Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask Miss Pharmacist? Oh, right, yeah. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason why you came to the gallery? Yes, see, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often. Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia? I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yes, see, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. Maybe you should be a pharmacist then? You'd probably get a better salary. TV chef. The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. Did all I could do. The rest depends on his body's ability to recover. Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious? Yes, see, although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. She could be a good chef by now. I mean, she's been working at it for 18 years. She was bad, but I guess she might be good now. Is the victim that famous? I heard on the news that he had won a competition for designing desserts. That reminds me, I do remember him mentioning something about studying design in Shengfa. Wait, where is she getting the actual... the gavel from? What is she hitting with that hammer? Wait, what? No, not the gavel. The gavel is the hammer. No, is it? Hammer and... No, the gavel and the, Now, let's get down to business, Miss Pharmacist. Are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X? Yes, see, it's the drug that's used to kill those things. It's mega effective. Because the effects are so potent, it's not available to the general public. What are those things you're referring to? It's a drug for vanquishing the creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like. Rat poison. Do you know what happens when you mix Normalium with Fatalium? Yes, see, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X, hazardous when mixed. When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and a gas is released. Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties, and even death. From the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think. there was probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas. So they're happy to use milliliters here, but they're still using Fahrenheit for the temperatures. Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. Oh, okay, that's interesting, because we do have a gas burner as evidence. It also has a red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Fatalium is a white, watery liquid. Well, that's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist, you're very knowledgeable. It's not a crime to be knowledgeable. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces. I think we better tell her that she's being suspected. She's self-incriminating by giving away all this information. She really needs to plead the fifth at this point. Ah, but not just anyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison that it couldn't be sold to the public after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear. Oh, Flatfoot, have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass cases that contain the sculptures can be opened by a mechanism in the lid. What strange cases? The temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 Fahrenheit. I gotta look this up. What's 0 Fahrenheit? It's -7 to -18 Celsius. That's quite cold. Why would it need to be brought down to that temperature? The inside of the PC's case was set to 27 Fahrenheit, so my hand nearly got stuck to the ice. Good thing it didn't. For then, from the lid of the PC's case, we detected slight traces of normalium. There? Not bad. I mean, we inferred the existence of normalium from the fact that the toxic gas appeared, so it's not a huge surprise. Huh? If the normalium was in a glass case at a temperature of 27 Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid. Eh? Really? So what happened? Mr. DeBeste, why don't we try borrowing the power of K's little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our Mr. Thief. Do you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it. I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it. Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need of your power. Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want us to find out? That's none of your concern. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question. We have to do a pop quiz now. Who set off the poison gas? If you could answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us. We couldn't possibly know at this stage. That's the whole point of the investigation. What? You don't know this either, Courtney. You haven't even accused Miss Pharmacist. You're just asking her questions. Well then, Miles. The person who opened the PC's case and set off the gas... I reckon it was the victim. I think he just didn't know that the gas was in there. The victim. There was no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dane Gustavia. It's hard to believe it could have been anyone but him. It seems that way. Very well. I'll allow you to participate this time. However, if I feel you are a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave. And as you do every time, I will refuse to leave. Understood. Why the victim opened that case? And what's with the gas burner? So, Mr. Edgeworth, what shall I recreate? Based on the information we've gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas. Got it. Don't scare me like that. So this is the true power of Sir Thief. I mean, we basically have the technology to do this now, just not like this, but with augmented reality glasses. So they could be used in this way. Let's investigate the PC sculpture post-haste. You just don't look cool wearing them. That's the only problem. There's frozen normalium on the lid of the PC's sculpture's glass case. It's frozen so thick you can't even open the lid. On the actual glass case, the lid was heavily cracked. It was like someone had it out for the PC sculpture, sir. Do you have any idea how it came to be cracked like this? Well, the damage didn't seem to have come from outside of the glass case, sir. I see. So the inside of the case was below freezing point, and the case had developed cracks. There are no signs of external damage. From this, we can deduce... Below freezing? Like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare. And cracked? Like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow. Thermal fracturing. The cold glass case was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. But why did thermal fracturing occur here? And what caused it? Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was frozen normalium. Well, that face means you've probably thought of something, Miles. Indeed I have. I know how Mr. Gustavia was able to open the glass case. What? How can you possibly know something I don't? Hey, aren't you going to let me know? How did Dane Gustavia open the glass case? Oh, did he heat it up? That was a dumb thing to do. I believe this was the cause of the thermal fracturing in the PC sculpture's glass case. A gas burner? Why would he use something like that? To melt the ice? I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know. Late start. You didn't even understand a single thing, did you? Well, that's just because Mr. Edgeworth's explanation was too hard to follow. I'll be right back. Hey, why don't you update the little thief so that he can understand it? The victim, Dane Gustavia, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If he used the gas burner then, the normalium in the glass case would have melted. And then? The melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the case. And produced the poison gas. The moment Mr. Gustavia opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas. He managed to drag himself out to the fountain patio just before his strength ran out. But why did Mr. Gustavia open the glass case of the PC sculpture? The victim's goal? That I do not yet know. Perhaps he had the same reason as Uncle Ray. Maybe he actually came to see the Winter Palace, not the Autumn one. Uncle Ray also thought this was the Winter Palace at first. Oi! You too, Ray Ray. Actually, I thought so too. It looks just like Icy's room from 18 years ago. It's even got the exact same plants in front of the door. I get it now. Yeah, that's how it was. What it was said. Did you think of something? The victim committed suicide. He thought he would look refined if he died in an art gallery. It's such a roundabout way of committing suicide. Have you even been listening? Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half of the story will be enough. Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later. Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you. That aside, don't you have some information to inform everyone of? I totally forgot. We did a little checking on that pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best, prosecutors, subordinate. Shut up, you! Quiet down and listen. Suicide is, off the table for now, yeah. That's because, in thought, that pharmacist is the culprit. She set up the gas as a trap. Beep! No! It's a terrible shame, Miss Pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguishing them? I'm confused. I thought she works full-time as this chef now. So she actually does this more as a hobby, but she actually works as a pharmacist? I suppose that actually does make more sense. Mr. DeBeste, do you have a basis for these accusations? Of course. This is my basis. Her pharmacist's license, it would permit her to handle Megatoxin X, right? It would permit her to handle it, yes. It wouldn't permit her to take it home with her from the lab. and its active ingredient, photalium, was one of the components of the poison gas. Exactly. That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. It's almost impossible for pharmacists to obtain, or at least to take out of the lab. They probably have security checks and everything on all the chemicals. But that pharmacist is another story altogether. It wasn't me. You've got it all wrong. That's not all. A bottle of Megatoxin X was found in the victim's pocket. Yes. And on the bottle, we found clear fingerprints. Yours. Uh-oh. Okay, that is evidence. Should have led with that. You and the curator took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him. Why would you plant the bottle on him? What, to make it look like a suicide? That doesn't really make it look like a suicide. You are the only pharmacist on the premises who could have handled Megatoxin X. Legally. But what was done here was illegal, so that goes out the window, right? Anyone could have illegally obtained Megatoxin X. Furthermore, as for the curator of this art gallery, you're an acquaintance of hers. Yes. You would have had access to the gallery at any time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. No, because she doesn't have the keys. Please, wait. That Megatoxin X, it was stolen. Trying to lie your way out of this won't go well with me. Well, there's probably a report of this. It's true. Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. Not this. Not this either. Why do you have that in your bag? Ah, here. Please take a look at this. April 1st, theft report accepted. Stolen item, Megatoxin X. So she filed a police report for it. What? Yes, see, truth is, 1 week ago, my Megatoxin X was stolen. 1 week ago? That means you didn't have it with you today? Yes, see, that bottle you just found is probably the one that was stolen from me. I normally carry that bottle of Megatoxin X in my bag at all times. Why? Why would you carry... Oh yeah, of course. Because it's used to kill rats. I don't know. The way they were talking about it, I assumed it's not allowed to... Well, I guess if it's used as rat poison, then that is just a normal household thing. But they also said it's hard to obtain, so... But why in the world would you carry such a dangerous substance on your person? Well, you never know when those things will appear. Those creatures that infest the kitchen, striking fear into the heart of a lady, right? Although if you had a rolled up newspaper, you could just squash them with one blow. Ugh, what? You don't want to squash a mouse in your kitchen. That's just gonna make more of a mess. Justine, what do we do now? Well then, can we really accept this theft report? Let's ask for confirmation. That should clearly tell us whether or not she's lying. Right, well then I'll just call and confirm it. Who do I think is the culprit? I mean, how long has that ice sculpture been sealed? Maybe it was years ago when the gas was put in there. The butler has revenge for getting frozen in the freezer. There's only one person here capable of that. Wait, who's he talking about? The curator? I mean, the curator's literally the only other character we've met here. So... it had to be the curator of the Zodiac Art Gallery, Miss Catherine Hall. But we're only saying that because she's the only other character we know of. But it's a museum. There's probably other staff and stuff. I think that's a bit of a leap as well. What ties this to her? Just because she's the curator, but why would that give her the ability to steal Megatoxin X? Well, okay, Delicia locks it up, but Delicia has the key to her own locker, I assume. I don't know. I think accusing the curator is even bigger leap than accusing Delicia. I see, she is. Good job, Miles, as expected from Uncle Ray's future apprentice. I have no intention of becoming your apprentice. And I will now announce the results of my verification. I can confirm that her theft report was indeed accepted. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to a decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong. My real performance is still to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? First, we need to speak with the curator. Okay, let's do that. And after that? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Sebastian, Mr. Gustavia may have had business in the Winter Palace. I believe we should send an investigator there as well. Oh, that's good too. Detective Gumsu, investigate the Winter Palace at once. Got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to the curator. Yes, let us proceed. We should go and listen to what Miss Hall has to say as well. Okay, he's kind of playing into our hands right now. He's doing what we want him to do. Alright. I want you guys to listen to what the curator had to say. Weren't you going to talk to her yourself? Nah, that's a dub for my subordinate. The best has subordinates? Oh, Gumshoe, I guess, is his subordinate. All I had to do is wait for their report. I'm the best prosecutor after all. Such arrogance. Well, this is anticlimactic. I'm gonna chill for a bit. Huh? What's that in the fountain? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She was floating in the fountain and we only just noticed. We would even look, come on, the fountain was visible in that last picture. We would have seen it. Wow, there's a dead body in the fountain. What is the meaning of this? Well, we don't know. She could be in the stage of drowning. Get her out of there. Silence, everyone. Forensics. Identify this. Get the body out of there. CPR. Come on. It's terrible, pal. Please be quiet, detective. The ice sculptures in the Winter Palace. Nah, let's talk about it for you. Every bloody time. They've all melted, pal. I'm sure we have bigger issues now. What? 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 Do I really have to say this in every accent? What's going on here? There are 2 victims now. This is all just like 18 years ago. Once again, the ice sculptures have melted. I mean, it's playing out very differently to 18 years ago. Oh wait, the event he's referring to was not actually the event we were looking at last time, I think. Well, let's have a look at the case file. So, this is what we were playing last stream. We were playing it out, a historical event. But it says nothing about ice sculptures melting, so maybe... I don't know how this game is going to handle that. Are we going to come back to that and carry on that story? And he's actually referring to things that happen after what we saw so far? I guess so. It's a bit confusing. And everyone related to the incident 18 years ago is gathered here now. This is no mere coincidence. Don't you think so, Miles? Yes. The key to finding the truth of this case lies in the IS-7 incident. This is what I believe. Heh, that's right. Uncle Ray thinks so too. Looks like it's time once again for Uncle Ray to tell you about the IS-7 incident. To be continued. I guess we're gonna go back in time now. Previously on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. The IS-7 incident 18 years ago, Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delicia's candy castle. Delicia always seems to get involved. Or accused. Then, in the victim's room, where no one had searched yet, all of Dover's sherbet sculptures have melted. So this is the bit I don't think we actually saw. Or if we did, it might have been like the last second, and then it cut to save. Oh, maybe not. December 24, 9:05 p.m. Contest venue, Fountain Patio. I don't even remember what his dad's voice was like. Just like his, but a bit more cheerful, because I feel like Miles Edgeworth's a bit of an emo child. How are we going to investigate now? And what's with that defense attorney's out? Defense attorney's out. Von Karma's methods are deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job, after all. You gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Ah, Ray. Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same views as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man? Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist. So that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side. Yeah, it's for I mean, that is one reason, but it's also because all the laws and all the paperwork involved is so incredibly complicated that, like, you couldn't possibly expect them to do it themselves, so that's also why you need a lawyer. The game holds quite a high opinion of attorneys. Yeah. But it also, the game also seems to imply that defense attorneys are on the side of good, and the prosecutors are always on the side of evil, which is trying to think of any case in the past games where it was the other way around. Not really. I mean, the Ace Attorney Investigation series, which we are playing right now, you are playing as prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, but you're always really defending someone rather than prosecuting someone, even though on paper you're prosecuting. I don't know, it's a bit weird. I guess they wanted to stick to their prosecutors are always evil thing. So they're trying to make Miles Edgeworth see the light and become a defense attorney. If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have much to learn. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn. Right, I'll do my best. Oh yeah, this is the kid that eats his memos that he writes. I wonder if there are any courtroom games with a more moral grey area. No, I can't really think of any courtroom games at all. I think this is just a unique concept. And that's why they've managed to make so many games. Games in general have a bit of trouble doing that, though. Yeah. Well, I guess a courtroom is a particularly tricky topic because real courtrooms are probably really boring to watch, you know, from head to toe, so they need to make it a bit outlandish and exciting and skip all the boring parts and what was interesting is at the end of Apollo Justice, which is like kind of like the spin-off series that ended after the original Ace Attorney. Sorry, that began after the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Towards the end of that game, they actually introduced a trial system, so it was no longer the judge just deciding on a whim, okay, I've heard enough, he's guilty, or whatever, which was always the case. They actually had a jury that were casting their votes, which was an interesting twist. So your goal was no longer to convince the judge, but you had to actually get a majority vote from the jurors. The funny thing is, though, it was kind of one of the jurors was actually involved with the case in an immoral way, but they didn't actually have any rules against it. So we won the case because it was basically a 50-50 vote, and she was the last vote, and she was like the mother of the victim or something like that, which shouldn't have been allowed. I can't remember the details exactly, but it was, so we rigged the system and we won for that reason. There is a game that some people say is similar. I'm trying to remember if this is the one I'm thinking of. Ghost Detective? No, it's not Ghost Detective, it's Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective? I think some people say it plays out a bit... Oh, it was actually made by the creator of Ace Attorney, so... yeah, it may well be similar. It probably doesn't involve a courtroom scene, though. I know it's not much, but please eat these. Wow, thank you. Let's eat. Yours are a little too sweet. It's a little misshapen too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Hehe. Thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. Hmm? You made this chocolate cake? Yes. Chocolat is Monsieur Master's favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? No, it's nothing. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here. What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father to me. And so, to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. Kate, you're incredible. You'd never catch Miles Edgeworth having a tear in his eye. Today, Christmas Eve, has finally arrived once more. But it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. So as in the future we have Gemini and Taurus. Yes, with this exquisite beauty, it is truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well. Wow, these are the Taurus and Gemini constellations. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course, there is so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, lyre, and arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... I thought that at first that was Libra. Doesn't Libra have the... No, Libra has like the harp. Huh? There are no strings on this lyre. I mean, I suppose strings would be hard to sculpt, like... Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think he would make a mistake like that. Huh? I thought you said he didn't know that much about him. I just sort of felt that way somehow. Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It develops pictures instantly. It's one of my greatest treasures. Wow, I would love to see it in action. Hee, well then, why don't we take a picture right now? Yay, let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth. Sure, I don't mind. Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese! Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields. Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake though. I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master, are you in here? So she was the one that found the body. If we're suspicious of her in the future... And we know that Jeff Masters was found guilty and is still in prison 18 years later. And the way this game normally goes, I mean, if we were ever defending him, which we were, then that probably means he's actually innocent. It was probably her that killed him then. Bit odd, after he took her in and took care of her. Did she want to inherit the museum? Well, it wasn't a museum. It was a chef contest mansion. She just wanted to inherit the mansion, didn't she? And turn it into a museum. It was so terrible. I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera I've kept with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera and that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Has the capacity for 20 photos, but there is only film for 3 more. Can we look at all the photos? Detective Bad. Miss Delicious, is the investigation over already? He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie. What a rude thing to say. So, Detective Bad, did you get kicked out too? Seems Von Karma thought I can't even remember what his voice was like. Just like rough and... Seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. And he's always reaching into his pocket like he's about to pull out a gun. But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen. Also, I have no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. I also have a photo of Dover's room here, if you need it. I'll let you take a look at it. Eh? What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I am saying, I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bad! Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Detective Bad. I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bad on our side. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow, the sherbet is completely melted. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled. All of the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No. Still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of beautiful sherbet. Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff. Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good? Oh, yes, see, his sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was only one piece. There was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it. Salty? It's right here in this photo. It was part of that lyre. That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation. Ah, you snuck a bite from the lyre. That's why the strings are missing. How the heck did she get a bite from that? It's in a glass case. Phew! I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty. Then how does she know it was salty? What? Now that you mention it, Icy's sherbet sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There. Something like this. PH. I think this has not been brought up yet. But we kind of know what that is, don't we? It's there. It's on the bottom of this teapot. I knew it. I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures after all. Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but do you know something about Mr. Dover? Why would I know something about Monsieur Dover? You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. That's just because his sculptures are such great works of art. No. I believe that his works are very special to you in particular. How do you know that? There is a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover, and it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence. Please, show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which 2 pieces of evidence share something in common? Does the order matter? So it's the teapot that was in the room, and the signet crest, which was found, like, literally on the body. No, it wasn't on the body, it was just next to it. EH? Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No. But we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you had pressed this seal into something, it would have marked the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot. The same symbol? This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. In other words, this PH is the signature of Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Monsieur Hoquet's works always bears that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, and incidentally, I don't know why I'm becoming more and more French as time goes on, his signature is used to identify his works. No way! Are you saying Pierre Hoquet is... To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was... a pastry chef. No. A sculptor. That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor Pierre Houquet. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? Things like signatures can be faked if you have the original designs. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth. You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you? Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from that moment he was Pierre Houquet, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I just couldn't sit still. So, that's why you entered Dover's room? Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging. That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the bodies. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Ugh, another one! Alright, I'm not completely following here. So... let me have a look at the photo that Kate took. Okay. So there's like 5 tools on the table there. There's no strings on the lyre. Okay. So what we have... but we don't have another photo, that's the only photo we have. Entering another contestant's room before the judging is done is prohibited. Is that the contradiction? No. She's saying she... when was the timing? If I think back on the number of photos she took, the answer should be clear. Oh, because there's 3 photos left in the camera, but she said that it was full. This is my instant camera. You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what would they use to photograph? And... do you need the toilet or something? You can go and come back. Ugh. Please show us all the photos you took. We will be able to discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie. Oh no. This is where they change their story completely. Don't tell me. All of the remaining shots of Isaac Dover's room? My deepest apologies. It seems they are all shots of the art sculptures from various angles. So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you. Yes, I am positive that I melted them. You are positive? I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs. Hence, I entered his room. In that case, why did all the ice melt? It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it. Accidentally, you say? I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never have imagined that I would be the cause of those sculptures melting. I am so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble. As long as you're telling the truth, there's no need to apologize. That's right, don't sweat it, Kate. Thank you very much. Edgeworth. Here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. 2 photos received from Kate and Bad. Uh-oh. You meddling fools still haven't given up yet, have you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate. No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method. Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best. Excuse me, Monsieur von Kammer? The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in Monsieur Dover's room. What? What's the meaning of this, you clod? I am truly sorry, both to you and Monsieur Gustavia. Do not be concerned about me. Sir von Kammer has already recognized that I had no hand in this act. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Ah, well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus. You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you are coming with me. You are under suspicion of being complicit in the murder. No. I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself. Very well. Please wait, I still have some questions I want to ask her. I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Bad, Gustavia, and while I'm at it, you as well, Scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood. Fee, while I'm at it, he says, the nerve. He just took everyone away with him. Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late. Sounds good. I'm starving anyway. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then. You can't fight on an empty stomach after all. Alright. I think that's a nice place to leave it. I've read this is actually a pretty long chapter with many, many parts, so I shouldn't try to finish it at any point, because it's going to go on and on. It looks like we continue in the past on Christmas Day. Can I just have a quick look at my court record? I want to see these photos. So this is the one she took before and after. See, why is this machine missing as well? That's I think we had that machine in evidence, but it's been taken. I guess it's no longer relevant. That was the thing which lights up the fluorescent clots, isn't it? Which we also had in evidence. Oh, no, we do. It's that machine, isn't it? I don't know. Who the heck is this? Well, that's Master. He was the suspect who eventually got found guilty. He was the victim. Okay. Yeah, because when I leave such a long time gap between playing this, but then it also goes back and forth between the past case and the current case, that it gets really hard to keep track of what the heck is going on. Alright. See you next time for more Ace Attorney Investigations 2, otherwise known as Gyakuten Kenji 2. See you next time. Bye-bye.